Hi everyone, this is the tutorial for Father Figure. My name's Billy from Piano and Pies. Let's get stuck straight in. So this song is in standard tuning, and what we need for the introduction is absolutely nothing. There are 2 bars of drums, but then when the song properly starts, we have a handful of chords to play. And the first chord we're going to need is an E minor chord, which is an open E string, 2-2 on the A and D, and then 0 on the remaining. So that's your first chord. We'll talk about the other 3 chords we need and then the strumming and structure afterwards. The second chord we need is a B minor chord, which is a 2 on the A string, 4-4 on the D and G, 3 on the B, and a 2 on the high E. That is the barred finger there. Now if you're maybe more of a beginner or you're not too sure of bar chords, you can play an easier version, which is 2 on the high string, 3 on the B, 4 on the G. And you'll get a bit of an easier way of playing B minor. For this video though, I'll play that one. Chord number 3 is C major, which is a 3 on the A, 2 on the D, an open G, 1 on the B, and an open E. And the last chord we're going to need for this first verse is a G major, which is a 3 on the E string, 2 on the A string, then 0-0-0 on the D, G, and B, and a 3 on the high E. If you're familiar with G major, that includes your ring finger on 3 of the B string. Feel free to use it. It's just 2 different voicings of the same chord. So those 4 chords, so E minor, B minor, and the C and G, we're going to use those a lot in this song, so it's well worth getting used to it. And in the verse, there's no real guitar part, but the way to play along to it would be like this. And what I'm doing for the E minor, I'm playing that rhythm, 1, 2, and 3. And then for the B minor, basically the same idea. Then the C to the G is the same rhythm. And I'm going to loop that round a bunch of times. Feel free to use your own chord progression in terms of your strumming pattern, should I say. But for me, this is what works well with the track. So I'm going to play through the full verse with me talking over the top of it to show you which chord goes where, because there's a bit of a difference near the end of the verse. So here we go, E minor, B minor, C to G. Repeat. Repeat one more time. Then on the 4th time, E minor, B minor, and just C. So for the verse, we have E minor to B minor, C to G 3 times, but then on the 4th time, get rid of the G chord and just play C. Now, it's worth mentioning that this song has a ton of different sections to it with different chords in different orders. So, to help you, over on Patreon, I have wrote a chord chart with the chords and the lyrics matched up. Let's say you're singing or playing along and you need to know which chord goes with which lyric, as well as a sheet with the full chord structure on it. Then head on over to Patreon, where I've got you covered. For the price of a coffee, you get access to not only this song, but well over 700 songs, including every song off Taylor Swift's brand new album and a past couple of albums as well. So feel free to check that out. We then get to the chorus, and we've got some new chords in this, as well as a new chord structure. We start off with G major. And then we go to this chord here, which is technically called a D/F sharp. However, a D major chord will be absolutely perfect for this. So D major is an open D string, 2 on the G, 3 on the B, 2 on the high E. However, what's happening in the bass is that there's what you call an F sharp, and that's where we can get the F sharp by making our thumb go over the top. If you're not a confident guitar player with getting your thumb over the top, because it is a bit awkward, feel free to leave it out and just play D. It'll work perfectly fine. For the sake of this chorus, you will see my thumb come over the top, but D major is great for this. So we have the G to the D, then a bar of C, then C again, and then a quick change to D major. So once you've played those chords through once, repeat them a second time and you've got yourself the chorus. Now, just looking over to my notes, which is what's available on Patreon, we have the exact same thing again as a bit of a post-chorus, 2 more times round. So basically just play that G to the D, then the C to the D, 4 times round, which includes the pre and post chorus. We then get to the second verse, and the second verse is almost the same as the first verse. You'll play the E minor to B, C to G 3 times round. On the 4th time, E minor, B minor, C. However, we tack on an extra chord. After that full bar of C at the end of the verse, we have a chord of D7 to play. D7 is an open D string, 2 on the G, 1 on the B, 2 on the high E string. So don't confuse that with the D major chord. We want D7, which will end the second verse. We then have a chorus where things change yet again, so it might be worth checking out that link to everything on Patreon because there's so much going on with this song. Now the chorus, thankfully, does start off in the same way. We have G, D/F sharp, then C, C to D, then we have G, D/F sharp, same up to now, C, then A minor to D. So the second time round, we've got an A minor to D, which is, yeah, very, very different to what we had before. A minor is an open A string, 2 on the D and G, 1 on the B, and an open E. We then get to the bridge where things change even more. Yes, this song just goes completely wild with its chords. And what I'm going to do is play through it once because it's quite long. I'll shout out the chords along with it. A minor, D major, G, C. We then have A minor to D, B minor to E minor. It continues, A minor, D, G, and C, before finally going to A minor, to B7. That's an insanely long bridge with loads of chords, including B7, which is another new chord, which is 2 on the A string, 1 on the D, 2 on the G, an open E, and 2 on the high E. We then get to a chorus, which thankfully is the same as all the other choruses, with just one small exception: we sustain the chords. All I mean by sustain is letting them ring out like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 2, 4. Play that for that chorus, and then we get to a key change chorus. All that means is everything's shifted either up or down. In this case, we've gone up a full tone, which means more new chords. So we have, in this key change chorus, A major. A major is an open A string, 2, 2, 2 on the D, G, and B, and an open E. The next chord is an E major chord, open E, 2, 2 on the A and D, 1 on the G, 0, 0 on the B and E. So up to now, A to E, D major, D again, to E. Then the next time round, A major, E, D, B minor to E. So yeah, this is absolutely insane with the amount of chords. So yeah, definitely worth getting this stuff over on Patreon, so it's all right professionally and you've got it all there for you. The last part of the song is the outro, and thankfully it's largely just the same as the chorus, just a bit quiet. A, E to D, and then D to E, and that will eventually get you to the end of the song. So that is the end of the song. If you're interested in learning more of Taylor Swift's brand new album, I've made a video for every single song on it. So feel free to check out my channel for that, and the link in the description for the sheets over on Patreon, which includes all of the other songs on the album. A quick thanks to the people on the screen as well. Those are my active patrons who will get the sheets for this straight away. So thanks to them, and thanks to you for watching. I'll catch you in the next one.